this context of 700 verses, chapter 1 is the setting. Chapter 2 is the syllabus. Chapter 18, which we're going to start in 2 weeks, that is the summary. And remind me, what is chapter 15? Share in the chat. It is the spirit. This is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. We start chapter 15, which is on limitlessness, with verse 1. A very powerful visual is shared by Shri Krishna. Urdhva moolam madashakam ashvatham prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya parnani yastam veda sa vedavit. Joy. Urdhva means above. Mula, roots. I'm wearing this gear because I'm about to go play soccer. There'll be trees where I'm playing soccer. Where are the roots of a typical tree or shrub? Below. But here Shri Krishna is saying the roots are above. What else? Adaha shakam, and below the roots is the shaka, that is the trunk, that is the branches. Everyone seeing that? You have this space tree. And now just jumping into the third quarter, Shri Krishna is also mentioning parna, which means leaves. And below the trunk and branches are leaves. Everyone sees that? Okay. What kind of tree is this? Ashwatha. How is that typically known in English? Please share in the chat. Ashwatha. Prahuhu. This is known to be avyaya. Avyaya means indestructible. I've translated the first line. Sharing some reflections on this. The word vriksha, this is a Sanskrit word for tree. Philosophically, vriksha means that which can be felled, that which can fall. Can you point to me all that is a vriksha then? Your wall, your computer, you. Still, we feel like it's not going to fall, correct? Kids feel their parents are going to live forever. And that's what Shri Krishna is sarcastically sharing here. Opening up the word ashwata more, sta means established. Shva means today, tomorrow. And what does a do to that tomorrow? The opposite. Sta, shva. Tomorrow this will be there. Ashvata, tomorrow this will not be there. We have come to feel that the relative is absolute. That's the upside down understanding we have. That is the confusion we have between limits and limitlessness. Limits are not limitlessness. Very quickly, offering a few more insights. Shri Krishna shares these leaves are chandamsi, which means they're the Veda. They're the mantras of the Veda. Yaha tam Veda. For the one who understands this design of the tree, the design of limits, saveda vit, that person has insight. Yaha pashati saha pashati. Only such a person can see through limits to limitlessness. and really distilling this for us to continue tomorrow. The mantras of the Veda, or the leaves of this tree, are to be used to climb back up from limits to limitlessness. But if you don't use the mantras of the Vedas with this intention, the same leaves on this tree will trap you. How people get stuck in the karma kanda, generalized as rituals, instead of climbing to the jnana kanda, which is about knowing. We are now in the spirit of the Bhagavad Gita. The spirit meaning, if one is lazy and is not going to study 18 chapters, study this chapter. If one is not going to study 700 verses, study these 20 verses. Our first critical verse is verse 1, where Shri Krishna is describing the roots, the branches, the leaves, from the top down. Personally, the leaves symbolize success. I have a degree. This is my profession. Look at how interactive my family is. Whatever we feel success is. The branches symbolize limits or relativity. And the roots symbolize limitlessness or the absolute. Everyone can visualize this and now see the symbolism of this too. And the idea is we should use our success, use it to return through relativity to the absolute. And the way to use success is to share it. I've stated that continuously in this community. One only has a privilege if they make another privileged. But if you don't make another privileged, you know what that success is doing? It's trapping you. That was the word I used yesterday. And so this tree is often described as the samsara vriksha. Those who use this tree, they rise. Those who are used by this tree, where they feel the purpose of life is their education, their profession, their relation, they're trapped by this tree. Have any of you seen the movie based on the book, The Life of Pi? Good book, good movie. Do you remember the one island where the boy feels that that island is inanimate, but at night that island consumes everything that's within its leaves? Do you all remember that scene? That's what this samsara vriksha is. You have to be agile. You have to be light in this context. My final thought on this before we move forward. The upside downness for us is like a hallucination that the relative is absolute. The relative was not absolute, is not absolute, will never be absolute. That is a hallucination. Your education, your profession, your relation is relative. As attached as you want to be, it will still be relative. And that's why these words like samsara. Samsara means changing. Vriksha means changing. Ashwata means changing. Shri Krishna continues. The next dominant thought that he shares is asanga Shastrena. Show me a shastra. It's a weapon. Asanga means detachment, independent. Now show me that weapon. You see, it's not external. It's not your name or your clothes. It is your intelligence. Use the intelligence that all is changing to not depend on this. And if you do, what happens to this tree? The leaves get cut. The branches get cut. And you get to resume being rooted. And that's why Shri Krishna also shares, Parimargitavyam, as you start to cut, as you start to share your success, you become freer and freer and freer to follow this path more sincerely. Once you know this is relative, you become more sincere with the absolute. The next dominant thought Sri Krishna shares is how he, divinity, is the source of all beings. He is the source of me as a whole. And then Sri Krishna gets into details. I'm also the source of the whole and the parts, the mind, the senses, and so on. The comprehensiveness with which Sri Krishna shares, I am the macro, I'm the micro. He's not leaving any space for confusion. You can't see that he's the source. One has to have the insight that he is the source.